Guys, back with another video. So today I'm going to be showing you how to build an AI voice caller that personalizes and just calls up your leads. And what I mean by personalize is it's going to pull data from your pipeline, whichever pipeline that you use, and depending on where that lead is in the pipeline, then it's going to create a bit of personalization about it around your offer, and then add that to a Google Sheet, and then the AI voice caller is actually going to call them up and try to either like close the lead or book them onto an appointment, obviously depending on where that lead is in your pipeline. So here we have the automation, and I'll be showing you how you can actually download this automation for free like later on in the video. So just stick around for that, so you don't have to build anything out. I'm going to be going through a walkthrough actually how to build out the caller, like step by step, and it's a very in detail caller. So just, I know these videos can be a little bit boring, obviously me just speaking and going through obviously building out something, but this could, help you make a bit of money just for free as well. So yeah, but here's the automation we have in N8N. Obviously, if you don't have N8N, you can just get on a free plan and get this. But what this actually does is, to explain it, it pulls your pipeline data, and let's say you don't use Go High Level. What you could actually do is get a Google, or download your pipeline data and just put it into a Google Sheets instead of this. You can just have it as a read Google Sheets, and then here you could have, obviously, well, this is just to personalize it, but you can, if you want it really in depth, then you could just use like an OpenAI or another node there that will just create a personalization depending on where the lead is in the pipeline, and just adds it to a Google Sheet so it can be read by the AI caller, which I'm going to use Simflow, and I'll just load up actually the AI assistant now. But here it is. Here's the full breakdown of the caller. I'm going to be showing you how to actually build this out step by step, like all of it basically. All you got to do is just follow along. Obviously, you can pause it wherever you need to, but I'm going to be building this exact flow out right here. So let's say you've never used Simflow before. So you'd come to, obviously, agents, right? And you'd come to create agent, and then you go to outbound, and I'll show you something. And what you don't want to do is, it's not bad, but if you want a more in-depth caller, when you come to prompts, you don't have to use this box. I'd say use the flow designer, and then you're going to go to advanced flow designer. So as I said, I'm just going to be walking you through this, so you got nothing to worry about basically. Just let that load. And also, if you want, you can prompt this however you, because I don't know what your sort of business is, so I actually have a little asset here to give you, basically, of how your flow should look. And no matter what niche you're in, you can just apply this, and with the placeholders where you can put your business name or what you guys offer, you can just add this in, and then I already have the like the placeholders for like the Google Sheets, which I'll show you how that works as well once we've got everything basically built out, and then I can actually test the workflow. So yeah, coming to agents, and I have a screenshot here, and we'll just go basically through a walkthrough of building this out. So obviously you have the global settings, right? And what you're going to put here is all the information around your business, and you can also put FAQs and objections in here as well. And I've given you that in that asset there. Then your greeting message, obviously, it doesn't really matter what you put, right? Well, it does, but like you just say basically, hey, this is I don't know, Jordan or James from your company name. Have you got 30 seconds to speak, basically? And just something like easy like that. But from here, you're going to go to branch, and what we're actually going to build here is, I don't know if I can actually zoom in on this, is basically, it's either going to say, well, when the is open with that message there, it will go down. If let's say the person says yes, it will go down this branch here. But let's say they say no and they're not interested, then it will go down this branch here. And basically what this will be doing is handling any objections. If they say yes here, then they're going to be trying to book them onto an appointment or potentially close them. So you want to come to branch, and what I'd put it as is deterministic rule. So, oh no, sorry, prompt. Sorry, my bad. But you just name it yes or slash they're interested. It doesn't really matter what you name it, as long as you know when they go down this path that they're interested. When to go here, all you're going to want to put is when the user implies that they're interested, or they say yes. I want to say user, you don't want to say customer. say user every single time. Like the happy to go forward, or they say yes. And then you're just going to do the opposite for the other branch, right? You're just going to say this is branch name no, or yeah, not really, slash it's already sorted. Already sorted. And then you're just going to put the opposite here. When the user says they are not so interested. Yeah, that's it. And then you're going to come to, we'll go down, you know, we'll just go down this path first, because it's probably the easiest from here. So you go to speak, and obviously you can put whatever prompts you want in that. I'm not going to go through and prompt this thing like with you, because if you want it, then you could just go to like the description, and it should be the first or second link, and you can just, you know, get this flow basically. Well, we can get the prompt in or here. I'm not going to go through and prompt it, because it's going to take a very long time if I just go through all of this and prompt it, but I'm not here for all of that. But anyway, you're going to want to come to AI prompt, because if you put the exact message, no matter what they go down, it's just going to say that exact message there, right? But obviously in here you can see that the prompt in here is just handling the objection and trying to get them to book a walkthrough. So that's what you're going to put here. Let's say you don't take my prompt, you're going to want them to try and book a walkthrough with you, right? From here, you're going to have a branch and then 2 jumps. So, and I'll show you how to connect the jump after we've actually built out these branches here. But come to prompt again. We're going to name this, what it's named there, maybe slash yes or okay. That they've agreed to it. They've agreed. The user has agreed to it. And then we're just going to say here, no. Let's say they say no. When the user says no, literally just like that. Like I said, you're always going to want to use user. So you're just going to want to have the jump there ready for when we actually select where it's going to jump to from here. So we've got them sorted there. So come back over here. I'm going to use another speak. So I'll just add that in, speak. And this is actually for the spreadsheet that we have here. And I'll show you, I'll run the actor, not up to the voice caller, and we'll obviously get to the voice caller after, once everything is built out. But I'll come over to the NAN. If I was to just go to add in Google Sheets, so execute this, and I'll show you up here after what I mean. So like that. There we go. So obviously everyone's added. They've got the phone numbers, right? And then they've got the stage, basically the stage name, and they've got an opener messages as well. The next actions of what should be going on, and then obviously all of this is in the voice callers here. So yeah, we'll obviously come back to here, and then from here you add a branch, and then this branch is where they say yeah, it sounds good. So build this out quick. So I get these can be pretty boring, so I'll just speed run it basically. Sounds good. Obviously, like I said, it doesn't matter what you call your branch. We'll go here when the user implies that they are interested. And then we have that. And then obviously the other one is going to do the opposite again. So, not really, already sorted. Go here when the user doesn't seem too interested. I have it, doesn't seem too interested. And there we go. There's that next branch there, right? So from here, we have 3 speaks. We go speak, and you can kind of see what I have in the prompt already. And I can kind of go over it when I show you the caller that I already built. Then I can kind of go over some of the prompting that I've used, right? But obviously first I'm just going to build this out, and then we can kind of go over that. Well, you can see what it's just basically saying there. It's just making conversations and then book them onto a call, basically. And if we go down this side, it's just going to be objection handling again, right? So any objection they give, you're going to instruct it to look into the global settings where you've already added the you know, the objections that you normally face or your client normally faces. So, and then we're going to add another branch here, and then we add another 3 branches below this one here. And then we'll go to another branch there. So the 3, you're going to have, well, the 3 things someone's going to say to you at this point is either yes, they want to book the appointment, they want more, to be obviously more info, so you just, again, go to your objection handling, and then you're going to have like a cold no, like they're just not interested at all. And at that point, you just end the call. So here we have obviously the branch. Sorry, what a bad voice break that was. What? Yes, okay. And then when to go here, when the user says yes. You get the point with the branches now. It does get a lot more simple. You might look at this and think it is really hard to make, but guys, if you just stick to it, it's not too hard. But when the user says yes or that they are interested. And then you're just going to basically do the same, well, obviously the opposites for these. Someone says, not sure, send info. The user is stalling or throwing objections, or what, like wants more information. And then the last one is literally just going to be a cold no. Like they're not interested. They would say the user isn't interested. So yeah, the branches really aren't that hard to use. Like you just have to say the user and then describe the use case of when to actually go there. When the user says no or they're not interested. Right, now here is where obviously you're gonna say speak, and you obviously can see here the AI is gonna ask them if they have a particular time, and let's say they say yeah, well, let's do, I don't know, like 3 p.m. tomorrow, for example. It's gonna look in your calendar and actually book that appointment. And one thing I'll actually have to show you, I'll just save this, how to connect your calendar. Yeah, we'll publish that. Just save it so I can obviously come back to it. I'm going to show you how to integrate your calendar in here. So if we go to literally integrations, right, and either you're going to have a Go High Level account or a cal.com account, and yeah, you can just connect your calendar in there. So let's say it's with Go High Level, you'll obviously install the app, or let's say here, oh, I've got, I think both of them, but yeah, if you just go to cal.com and then you can find the API keys in there, it's probably in the settings somewhere, and then you just put your API key in and just connect it, and I think it's the same with Go High Level, but yeah, that's where these are basically. So back to the agent now. Just want to let this load. Synflow can be slow sometimes, but I'll also go over all the settings of how to set up the voice agents as well, and then obviously when it's time to them, I'll like end up testing this. But so here is the appointment, so booking, and you just click on it and then just click your obviously your calendar of where to book it into. Well, and then it's basically going to have another speak, and it's going to say like, oh, perfect, it's gone through, I've booked you in for this time. You're going to be sent over a quick confirmation message. That's only if with your, you should have this anyway with your cal.com or your Go High Level calendar, is obviously an invitation email to like have the appointment with them, and then obviously follow-ups as well. Then at here, basically you're just going to end the call, and then you're just going to give instructed, this is everything you basically got to talk about, and I'm just going to say, you're going to prompt the AI to tell that person, basically, we look forward to seeing you, all that nonsense, you know what I mean? So, we actually didn't, oh, that's my bad. I don't think we just sorted these branches here, so I'll just zoom out. Yeah, so, maybe, sure, so, like I say, the user is now interested. And then obviously the other one is going to be the user's like, obviously this one here is supposed to be an objection handling one, right? As you can see here. But like I said, with this, it has all the instructions of how to build it out as well, and which part you have to have your prompting in. One thing I will say which isn't good about um the advanced Synthflow designer is, I don't know why it didn't let me use the normal one. It only let me use the advanced one for some reason. But you can't name each, and like you can't name it there, if you get what I mean. So when you come to jump here, like you're gonna have to just play around and see basically which one connects to the right one, as you can see like here. So let's say for this one here, they're completely not interested. It jumps to obviously ending the call, right? And then some of them are gonna send more info. You're gonna come back up to the objection handling here, and you can obviously, when I go over my caller and I'll go over some of my prompting as well, you're gonna see all that. So right, just zoom in again. Obviously this one is the opposite, so it's a complete no. No thanks. When the user is set on hard no, or they're not interested. And then you're gonna add or you need to add a jump here, my bad. And then here you're gonna add a speak, and then an end. Basically it's gonna say, oh good, I'll mark you down as not to obviously call you again. And then end call, and then you're just gonna instruct it to end the call from here. If the user has like finished their conversation, they're obviously not intent on buying, you're just gonna end the call, even after all the objection handling as well. But you're gonna have two jumps here. So right, I'll show you all the connections and the jumps, but I think that is pretty much that flow built out now. If I was to actually come in, yeah, that's that flow built. So I'm going to go into my agent. Obviously, I just had to show you how to build this out, but I'll go back to my agent and I'll show you all the settings on it as well. But so just let this load. So obviously the greeting message, you're going to have the opener from I don't know why it's gone so zoomed in, but from here, and you can just put that into Synthflow, right, with the HTTP, because with the HTTP as well, I've already done it for you. So when you download it, I'm saving basically you having to build it out. When you download this, let's say you go to the first or second link in the description, and I'll send you obviously the download for the N8N, that automation I showed you to actually activate this caller and the prompting for this caller, and you're just gonna basically have it done for you, apart from having to actually build that flow out, which I've already gone through with you. But so let's say it goes down this path. This is the sort of prompting. So let's say in your pipeline you have a new lead, or it's the follow-up, or they've already been contacted, or it's a no-show, and it's based off the stage key. It's gonna pick one of these to say to the client, because obviously not all of them are going to be on the follow-up or contacted, obviously depending on your pipeline. If they're not interested, so all good. But basically, before I let you go, would a quick 15-minute walkthrough later this week be completely pointless? And obviously, let's say yes, okay. You're just going to come down to, I think here, yeah, this one here, and just tell them basically a time to book the appointment for. And you get it. You can see all the connections anyway, like here. And once you've done the prompting, it will all make sense. But like I said, it's difficult to, you're gonna have to play around and just see which one links to which. That's the annoying thing, and I wish I could like get around that, but obviously I can't change this here, and then Synthflow I'm just gonna have to change that. But that is the annoying thing. But obviously using this flow designer is a lot better than just that prompt box that I showed you. But anyway, I've been speaking a lot, but if you come down to configure, and you can just name it whatever you want, like either your client's caller or your outbound sales caller, your lead caller. And I normally just use the ChatGPT 4.0. ChatGPT 5 can be a bit slow and it's not as good. And this is the recommended one, so you may as well just use it. I would say use realistic filler words as well, because it's going to then sound like a human. And then obviously when we come up to voice, you can just choose your voice. This is the voice that I chose, and you can go into 11 Labs and actually import voices. I don't know if you saw in the integrations. If you go down to integrations, you can actually integrate your 11 Labs and import a voice if you don't like any of the simpler
Your
voices.
story matters.
Well,
Let's make every word sound alive, clear.
yeah, you get the point. You can just go through, go to edit, and then you can just go through all of these and just see which one you like best and which one fits your niche the best, basically. Well, I'd say have the patience level at low as well. You don't want the AI taking 3 to 5 seconds to reply. It's too slow. Like, they're gonna catch on straight away. Basically, that it's an AI if it's taken way too long to reply, and it's just doesn't have that conversational flow. And the speech recognition, I just have it on faster, and like the voice speed, you're gonna want this between conversational and fast. You don't want it too slow, but you don't want it. You want it a bit fast as well. If you get what I'm saying. Obviously, that will also decrease the times of your calls. Obviously, you're paying per call depending on your plan, but you're paying for minutes. So obviously, the faster your agent's gonna speak, the less time it's gonna be on the call for. But I also have the 100% volume here. I've played around with these settings as well, so you can see with the stability, style exaggeration, and this just really quickly here is an important setting. I always have this to max because what I've noticed with these AI appointment setters or these AI voice callers, you want them just to be quick. Like the quickest is definitely the best. That's who I've worked with. They also look for that as well. That's just how quickly it can reply. Because when it's taken a few seconds, 4 or 5 seconds to reply, it can have that sort of AI sort of touch to it, let's say. And then call configuration, the max idle duration you want is 15 seconds. So let's say the person on the phone the AI is speaking to, they haven't spoke after 15 seconds, it's just going to end the call. But after 4 seconds, you can change this to 5 or 6 seconds. It's going to have a reminder. So the person on there saying, I'm still here, do you have any questions? And obviously this is just for, let's say, like I said, you're going to be paying for these calls, you're paying for minutes, so you don't want it to be on there for 60 seconds and you've just paid for, I know it's only a minute, but let's say a few people do that, then yeah, you can just rack up over time. But you can just have this, I'd say have it between 4 and 10. Oh no, sorry, 6, 15, 10, 15. It's up to you. And I'd also enable the recordings and the transcripts. So like I said, if you set this up for a client or you set it up for yourself, then you're going to want to see how it performs in the long run. So you can just go back over these recordings and the transcripts, and let's say you aren't happy with the prompting I give you, that's completely fine. Then you can just keep testing these callers and adjusting the prompts and adjusting everything just to make it best for your needs, let's say. One thing I'm going to do before I go into the automation is actually show you how to get a phone number and how to add your model ID into the HTTP and NAN. It might sound like I'm chatting a load of waff here, but you're gonna have to. It's really easy to do it. I'll just walk you through it. So the first one is obviously the number. So you're gonna want to come down to either integrations. So if you don't know what Twilio is, basically you can buy phone numbers from here, because I think that the numbers you buy from Simflow, you can only buy from America, so the USA, Canada, and I believe it's Australia or somewhere like that. But so obviously I'm in the UK, so I can't buy a number directly through Simflow. The cheapest anything through Simflow. $1, but I think it's around about the same on Twilio. I just don't have a Twilio account to connect to it. But you can connect your Twilio and add any number into here basically, and to actually add the model ID to this Simflow caller is actually just come down here. Just 1 second. Yeah, model ID there. Basically, obviously, it'll be set out like this, right? You're gonna want to. I'll delete the model key before I obviously give you this because this is my model key. Obviously, you can see this here. It doesn't. You can use my model key, whatever. But I'd say just obviously use your own because, just use your own for your clients basically. Because this is just a demo account I build out everything on, so you're not going to have all the minutes. But yeah, anyway, you'll just come up to here basically. You go into your agent, and then come to copy model ID. So you'll see ID here, and you'll press copy model ID, literally like that, copy, and then you come back in here, and then you have to have it between the little speech marks there. And what you'll do is you'll just paste it in like that, obviously. Oh no, didn't mean to paste it in twice. So what I've actually done now is I've had this call my number. I went through the HTTP. I went through it, and now it's calling my number, and it will do that for your list of leads.
Hey, quick one. Is now a bad time, or are you okay for 30 seconds?
Yeah, I'm okay for 30 seconds.
Awesome, thanks. You reached out about getting more booked appointments without chasing every lead. That's what we fix. We use an AI caller that answers instantly and books people for you.
Okay, so could you tell me more about this then?
Cool. Just so I don't waste your time, are you mainly trying to fix missed calls or speed up lead follow-up? And right now, do you or someone else usually chase those leads?
We kind of usually, chasing leads by ourselves at the moment.
That's exactly where our AI caller helps. It basically acts like a 24/7 front desk that answers, qualifies, and books people in. The walkthrough is just where we show that live.
Okay, so could you give me more information about it then? So how do I know you guys are the right guys to even partner with?
No worries. Just to get you the right info and suggest walkthrough times that fit, could you let me know your time zone?
Yeah, I'm in England.
Awesome, thanks. What day and time usually works best for a quick walkthrough? I can suggest some slots that fit your schedule.
Okay, so actually, can you just tell me what I'm going to be going through on this walkthrough, please?
No problem. I'll walk you through exactly what happens on the walkthrough. But first, could you let me know what day and time usually works best for a quick call? That way I can suggest some slots that fit your schedule.
Yeah, 2 p.m. on Wednesday, please.
Perfect. I've got you down for 2 p.m. this Wednesday. I'll get that booked and send over the details. Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good. So could you give me more information now then?
Absolutely. Here's what you can expect. On the walkthrough, we'll show you how our AI caller works in real time, how it answers calls, qualifies leads, and books appointments for you. You'll see how it fits into your current process and ask any questions. If there's anything specific you want to see or know before then, just let me know. Sound good?
Yeah, that's completely fine. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thanks again for your...
There we have it. So one thing I will say is obviously put a lot of data around your business and like prices and what you sell, because that's one thing I don't think I'd actually did in the global settings. So obviously I was asking for more information about like, stuff like that, and yeah, that's where it will go to back into the global settings, and it will obviously say like your prices, and you'll be able to, the AI caller can give more information about around your business. So anyway, yeah, to go over this again, so this is obviously how your flow should look, and then you're going to have the global settings here, and obviously if you want to use this, that's completely fine. I've got it all here basically mapped out for you. You just have to add basically your information. So like I said, your service offer here, yeah, around what you sell, like your prices, your objections, your FAQs that you normally get. So as always, guys, I think that wraps up everything today, to be honest. So I've gone over obviously the callers here, built out the callers, showed you how to integrate everything, showed you basically the NAN flow, and obviously, like I said, the first or second link in the description. If you want to download the NAN blueprint, then yeah, first, second link, and you get the prompts here as well with that too. But as always, just any feedback, leave it in the comments. If you don't like it, then let me know what I need to do better next time for what you guys actually want to see in the videos. If this isn't the sort of stuff you don't want to see, then just let me know. If you want to see other sort of videos actually going to help you, then yeah, just let me know. I'm always open to the feedback. But anyway, I hope you've got value from this video. Obviously, if you need anything building like this, then you can just first link in the description. Just check that. But yeah,